another thing, and that is related to this notion of the sacrifice, actually, Alicia, because that is at the root. You may say it's a metaphysical root that he tries to rationalize in a variety of ways in the life divine. But basically, the involution is a self-forgetting, right? And we find that is also talked about in a variety of ways, whether we talk about the Purusha Sukta or the Nasadya Sukta of the Veda, or we talk about the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which I've been dealing with lately, or the Aitareya Upanishad. They have different ways of talking about this paradoxical beginning. What is the beginning, right? The beginning is a paradox. What is the nature of that paradox? And that paradox is, sort of narrated as a involution, you see. And that involution is a state that cannot be talked about. It's the Purusha. The Purusha, ultimately, the Veda can't. It's too early to talk in paradoxical terms about the origin. But from the Upanishad, they play with this paradox. Ultimately, in the Gita, you have the description of the Vishwarupa. That is the paradox. That is the Purusha that cannot be known by the mind, because it is contradictory. It is formless and has infinite forms. It has all the forms that have occurred in past, present, and in future, and it also has forms that will never manifest, right? So all these paradoxes are the plenitude of this being, this origin, this monism is equal to pluralism, this radical contradiction. And to become anything, it has to limit itself. And if it is to become anything in a systematic form, in other words, it deploys something like mind, because system itself means that there is some kind of mentality, mental-like thing that is acting as a logic. And therefore, this complete forgetting, this ground zero, this wiping out of consciousness, so that there can be a graded and phased remembering of the multiple becoming the one in multiple ways. See? And the unconscious becoming the conscious in multiple ways. So those become the kind of metaphysical foundations for describing a evolution without end, that is tending towards that is fragment. It's like the Humpty Dumpty story, right? All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't ever put Humpty Dumpty together again. And that's in the fitness of all things, because each particle of Humpty Dumpty has to know that it is the whole Humpty Dumpty. And all the particles have to reconstitute a Humpty Dumpty, which was never the one with which we began.